We had to miss class today, and I just wanted to record a quick screencast with some of the points that I wanted to make about the course at the beginning of class. So let's just talk about those. So first of all, this is an accelerated class. I think the course number for you undergraduates is UA 125. The A stands for accelerated. It used to be that this class met for 3 hours once a week, but students have a hard time focusing. In fact, everyone has a hard time focusing on math for 3 hours. So we're having more of it online and less of it in class. But that means you need to be prepared, or else it's not gonna work. We want to spend as much time in together, in our time together, doing statistics, not me talking about statistics. So two things. Please get your questions answered before class. Don't count on having 15 or 20 minutes at the beginning of class to ask questions. Use our discussion board to ask the questions so that everybody can see them. And you can look at the Introduction to our Blackboard site screencast, which you'll find in the Syllabus and More section of our website for detailed introduction to our website and how to use that discussion board. I went through that there. So that's the Introduction to our Blackboard site, which you'll find as a screencast in the Syllabus and More section of our website. The discussion board allows you to subscribe, so you'll get an email just like I do whenever someone posts something there. That can be useful because if other people have questions about something, then there's a chance you may have questions about the same thing. And so this will alert you when there are issues that come up. The other thing I want you to do is practice the new technology before class. In screencasts, you'll see me showing you how to do things in StatKey, which is a website we'll use, or in Excel. And once you see me do them in the screencast before class, I'd like you to try to duplicate it so that you're ready to roll when we get to class and you know how to do those things. So try to get your questions answered and try to practice the new technology before class, and then we can spend the maximum amount of class time doing statistics. I don't think it's useful to give you my office hours on the Monroe Street campus. Plan, if you need to see me, to meet me before class. I teach on Monroe Street from 3 to 4, but most days I'll get to Demingway by 5 o'clock at the latest, so you can plan on seeing me there. Where's the mismatch? What do I mean by that? Unfortunately, not every student who takes this class succeeds. Most returning adults do succeed in this class, but occasionally it doesn't work out. And what I want to get across here is that sometimes students think that there's a mismatch between their abilities and what the course requires. Sometimes students think that the reason they struggle or they don't succeed is because they don't have the ability. That's basically not true. If you're placed into the class, I'm confident you have the ability to succeed in the class. The mismatch that comes up is not between ability and the demands of the class. It's between investment of time and effort and demands of the class. If you just don't have the time to put into the class, then it will be very, very hard to succeed. But that's not a question of ability. So if you're willing to make the commitment and make the time investment, I'm quite confident you can succeed. And time investment, I think for many to most students to reach your potential, we're talking 6, 8, maybe 10 hours a week outside of class. That's just what it takes. Some students, depending on your background, maybe won't need as much. Some may need more. But that's the sticking point, is not ability, but students' study skills and time, ability to invest time, either because of commitment or just too much else going on in their lives. And ask me in class. We can talk about what's the best way to use that time if you're not sure how to study for the class or how to prepare. But that's the issue I want to get, the point I want to get across. You can succeed, and the big sticking point isn't your ability, it's whether you have and are willing to make the time commitment. So new on our website, you will now see a section of our website called Sign Up for Sunday Sessions or something like that. So sometimes students do find it useful to meet between classes. get help with technology, go help going over the hard points on the homework, whatever, things that can't be handled electronically. So on every, or at least most Sundays, we will have optional sessions on the Monroe Street campus. In the Sunday sign-up session on our website, that'll take you to something that's called a wiki. It'll take you to a page where if you click in, you can edit the page and put your name in saying that yes, you're going to be there on Sunday. So the way this will work is by around 10 o'clock on Sunday mornings, I'll check that website. If no one is signed up by 10 o'clock, then the Sunday session won't happen because I'm not going to show up and wait for in an empty room. But if even one person says, yeah, they want to meet on Sunday at 1 o'clock, then we will meet. It's over at Demingway campus in the library computer classroom. So check that out. That'll be 1 o'clock on Sundays. Starting with our second actual class, we'll have a 10-minute quiz at the beginning of each class on the previous week's material. Now, we're missing a day today, January 23rd, so we're not going to have a quiz, I decided, on January 30th. Rather, the following week, we'll have a quiz covering what would have been in both of the first 2 weeks' material. In other words, Chapter 1 and the beginning of Chapter 2. And we'll have a little bit more time on it, and it will count double. So our first quiz will count double, and keep your eye on our announcement section. I may give you some tips as to how to prepare for that or what might be on it. But expect all classes except for the day we have the final exam to start with about a 10-minute quiz. And the things we're doing in this class, if you know how to do them, you can do 2 or 3 of them in 10 minutes. And if you don't know how to do them, then taking 15 to 20 minutes to not get them right isn't a good use of our time. So we're going to limit those quizzes. Our Wiley course site, once you can get there, that course site has just been a pain in the neck for students to get on, and I'm annoyed with Wiley about that. But almost everyone's on now. Anyway, that course website can be your friend. It's got that adaptive practice, the getting started questions. The more you do, the stronger your grasp of the material will be. So use that website. Also, it has videos, video explanations of things from the textbook. So some students find it just peachy keen to read textbooks. Some students like to see a video explanation, and that website gives you both. So use that website as a course supplement. At least for now, don't expect to have anything that you do there count as part of your class grade. Possibly that will change. I'm not sure about that yet. The other thing I want to emphasize, though, is that they ask you lots of questions, including things that are broader than what I will emphasize in the class. So you'll learn more, you'll learn it better in some cases, but it may ask you questions about things that we won't be doing in class and that you won't see on quizzes or exams in the class. Still think it's a good site and has lots of good resources for you. Oh, and final words. Communicate, communicate, communicate. Students often face challenges. I get that. And I can try to help you, but only if you communicate with me. If you've got a reason you're going to have to miss class, let me know in advance. The late homeworks shouldn't happen since you're doing them online. Occasionally there might be an acceptable reason that I would accept homeworks late, but in any case you can always ask. Communicate, communicate, communicate. I've had students who face severe challenges with family issues and illness and military commitments, all kinds of things. And I can try to help you on these challenges, but only if I know about them. So please communicate with me. So those are some of the things I wanted to talk about tonight. I probably will not go over them again when we meet next week. But as always, if you have questions, feel free to ask on the discussion board, or where it's personal to you, send me an email. And I hope you're all enjoying this beautiful snow day. Right now it looks fine out there. We could have easily gotten to Demingway, but I guess the college had to make a decision for everybody all at once. I will see you next week.